So today we're going to be working on points, lines, and planes. Really, this is like the basics of geometry. It's where it all kind of starts, right? And if you think about it, I mean, just the idea of a point, it's a one single entity right in the middle of space, okay? So that's a point right there. Make it a little bigger for you, okay? This is where we start. Now, in geometry, we usually think about shapes. We think about lines, line segments, visual things. They start with points. Now, if I were to add more points to this whiteboard, let's say I put a point here. We're now creating something more than just one point. We're creating a distance between the points, and that distance is what we call a line, okay? Now we can go even further, and we can add more points. I mean, we can add as many as we want, but let's say we stretch it out and we put a point here. Well, again, I have a line through those points, but I also have a line through these points, okay? And then what happens there is we get this space that is closed in, and we call that a plane. Okay, so any flat surface is going to be a plane. Now let's walk that backwards. If we have a plane, we have to have a minimum of 1, 2, 3 points. We can't make a space, a flat plane space, without 3 points. Okay, let's reduce that. Let's take that away and work back to the line. Again, we cannot have a line unless we have at least 2 points. Can we have more? Yes, and still have lines. But anything less, we cannot have it. Because if we were to remove one of these points, we are left with just 1 point. So as I mentioned earlier, we have points, we have lines, and we have planes. When we name these points, lines, and planes, we need to use a specific method. For a point, you're going to name it using a capital letter. If it's a line, you can use 2 points on the line, or you could use a lowercase script letter. If it's a plane, you're going to use a capital script letter, or you can take 3 points within the plane. You'll notice the examples on the slide. So in this example, it says to use a figure. Use the figure to name the line containing point K. So when I look at point K, right here in the middle, I can either name this line with a lowercase script letter, like A, or I could take 2 of these letters on the line and name it that way. So this could be line JK. This could be line KL. We could even name it JL, because those are all on the same line. And finally, we could name it line A. Now on this slide, we have points X, O, and R, and they want to know if they are considered coplanar. Coplanar means that they are on the same plane. Co meaning together, and planar meaning on the plane. So if we were to locate X, it would be here, and that's on this plane T. If I find O, it's here, also on plane T. And then finally R, here and still on plane T. So the answer is yes, these are coplanar.